Hello, fellow Voyagers. Jess here with Odyssey Human, here today to talk about who's in control, you or your emotions. Welcome to the channel. This is a place where we help you hack through the jungles of consciousness so that you can discover the hidden treasures inside of you, my friends. It's all there ready and waiting to be activated by you. We're going to get into some real practical advice today. Over the last few days, I got hijacked by an emotion. It's been a while since this has happened, and I'm glad it did because it gave me some insight again into a lot of the comments that have been left on my channel, and it gave me a remembrance of what it's like to feel like this and to be hijacked by an emotion. So I want to ask you, who is in control of your emotions? Who is in control? Your emotions or you? Your emotions or you? Some of the signs that we have been hijacked by emotion are, it influences our behavior. That's the first thing we're going to find. It kicks in certain habits. So we're going to find ourselves doing whatever we do when we feel overwhelmed, anxious, worried, whatever habits you typically go into. For me, it's like seeking soothing from others. Like I tend to call people. I call people and I'm like, I don't know how to get out of this. I'm like desperately from the inside out trying to get relief from this feeling. I'm trying to get relief through others, through their words. When our emotions are in control, when they've hijacked us, they hijack our language. And often what we do is we tell we go into this robotic, affirming of our story, right? Our affirmations are a sign of where we're at, right? We keep telling this, I need help, I need help, I need help, I need help. I'm suffering, I'm suffering, I'm suffering. Like it's just this robotic story that we keep saying over and over again. And I've been there. I'm saying this with compassion if you're experiencing this, because I was just there in the last couple of days and I needed this reminder. And when I really remembered and woke up again, you wake up from the hijacking. That's what you can do. And then you can start to regain control of yourself. So when you've been hijacked by one of your emotions, right, it controls your behavior. You're going to find yourself doing your coping mechanisms. It hijacks your language. You're going to find yourself telling the story, the sad story, the suffering story, the I need help story, the I can't figure this out story. And then it hijacks your attention. Right? Your attention is your body. And so it consumes your attention, right? The feeling, the emotion is strong enough, relevant enough. It feels like the absolute truth, the absolute reality that it consumes your attention, and then all of your attention is going to trying to alleviate or trying to get away from it or resisting, right? Resisting. So how do we turn the tables? The first thing I want you to know, if you're feeling like this, if you feel like you've been hijacked by an emotion, your emotions are controlling you, I want you to know this, hear this. You're not that emotion. It's just an emotion. It's just a moment. It is just a sensation. It's not reality unless you make it reality. It's not reality unless you make it reality. It's just a sensation. It's just that stormy sea that you have to just weather it out. You batten the hatches down and you weather it out. And when you know that, when you just have that little flicker of awareness, when you have that flicker of awareness that is what's happening, you remind yourself, this is just, the seas are going to calm, right? They're just going crazy right now. They're splashing around. It's just a feeling. I don't have to make this reality if I don't want it to be. What does that mean? That means that if we hang on to that feeling, if we honor it, which is garbage advice to honor your feelings, because they are an effect. They're an effect of certain things that we're doing, and that is our story, our attention, and our habits, right? The combination of those three, they are an effect of where we are with those three things. And so if we go to the cause, we go back to our story we're telling, we go back to our attention, we take back control of where our attention's going, and we regain control of our habits. We're like, you know what? I'm going to do this habit instead. I don't need to do this coping mechanism. I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to take back control of what is happening. I'm going to reclaim my inner authority. That's when we can shift. And then the emotion will fade. The emotion fades when we get back into the driver's seat, because right now the emotion is driving. The emotion's driving, and we've gotten hijacked or lost ourselves. And now literally our mind and our body are kind of like zombies to this emotion, and we're just like we're playing it out. We're like literally playing a character. And so when I'm talking about awareness, it really just takes a split-second realization to know that I get to choose what reality I'm in. I get to choose what is true for me. I get to decide where my attention is going, right? Where I'm orienting my body. And then I get to choose whether to just automatically enact my habits or to consciously choose. To consciously choose another behavior, to consciously just sit with that emotion and ride it out, let it pour out of me and just sit with it and observe it. That's when we can get back control, right? Just sit there and let it do its thing for a couple of minutes and then move on. I also have a free tool in the description box. It is always there for you. This tool teaches you how to get unhijacked, how to take back control from your emotions. So this video is really for all the folks who write stories, share their stories with me in the comments, and their sad stories, their suffering stories, their painful stories. I can't take this anymore stories. I can see that you've been hijacked, and it's okay. It's okay. I was just there myself, and I'm an expert on this stuff. It's okay, because we forget that we are in control. We forget that feeling when we're in it, it's almost like we forget that truth is a decision. We forget the truth is a decision because we're looking at something in a way that is causing us suffering. Like we're framing something in a way, and we're giving our attention to it and getting our body involved in a way that is creating that suffering that you're feeling, the pain, the anxiety, the shame, whatever really overwhelming emotion you're feeling right now, that I can't take it anymore-ness, right? It's how we're framing something. And of course, that is a real experience for you. I'm not negating that. I'm just saying that the truth of that is relative. The truth is relative, and there are just as many other ways to frame something, other ways to look at something, other ways to choose. There are other things you can choose. There are other things you can choose that will alleviate that emotion, because the emotion is coming from the story, the attention, and the habits. Those three things, always, right? It's like the scope of a gun. I've talked about this before. This is the core of my teaching. This will emancipate you. This will free you from the shackles of this emotion. Like now. Find a different way to look at this situation immediately. Know that this feeling isn't the truth, isn't the reality, unless you choose it. And if you're not choosing, you are letting it control you. You're letting it hijack your attention, your words. It's literally speaking for you. The suffering is talking for you right now. And you're just, what happens, what I was just doing the last few days is like trauma spewing. We the first person we see, it's like comes out. It comes out all over us. Like, it's literally like, it just like hijacks us. That's what it feels like. And then our behaviors, right? It takes over our behaviors. So please know this, that the emotion is an effect. The emotion is an effect. So it's not that we need to get rid of it. It's that we need to go to the cause. And the cause is the story we're telling about the situation that precipitated this. tell a different story. Tell a different story immediately. Our attention, drop it. Just drop it for now. Just drop the feeling. Distract yourself. Go somewhere else and know that once you release that, you don't ever have to revisit that emotion. You don't have to. Often we feel like we have to go pick it up again after we've given it some space. We have to go pick it up and deal with it or whatever it is because it's true and it's real. No, you don't have to. It's only true and real if you go back and you pick it up and you re-engage with it. You can go to a new truth immediately. You can decide, I'm dropping this. It is not worth my peace of mind to feel like this. I'm releasing this. I'm releasing this energy, this sensation, this feeling back out into the ether, back out into the universe. I'm recycling it, right? I don't have to go pick it up again and wrestle with it and try and resolve it. Just let it be. Just let it, release it and let it go back into the wild. And then our habits, what habits are we doing that are either supporting our new reality, supporting our new story, supporting where we want our attention going? Or are we letting unconscious, automatic, everyday habits draw us back into that emotion? Are we doing which one are we choosing? We have to choose. So this is actually the time to be really, really present with yourself, to be really present, not to, the temptation is there just to not be present, to get lost in the feeling. That is how it feels. So, but being present, being totally present. That's why a lot of present moment tools that people give us, they change our attention. They force our attention into the present moment instead of to this problem, this framework that we're wrestling with. It's precipitating the emotion. So, that's why being present, the more present you can be, you realize that this emotion really, when you start to feel into it, is an effect of our imagination, right? It's what we're doing in imagination. We are telling a story that makes a frame of reference, and in that frame, we look through the frame, and what we see generates this emotion. Change the frame. Change your narrative. Change your narrative about the situation, or drop your attention from it just for the time being and completely just let it go for a little while. It's okay to give yourself a break. And also look at your habits. Look at the habits. Look at the things that you're considering true. Look at the beliefs that you agreed to believe in that are generating this, and really question them of is that really true? Is that really true? Is there an example, any other evidence in my life that is not true? Where is that other evidence? So really looking at what we're considering as the God's honest, concrete, unmovable truth that is precipitating this emotion, when we dig a little deeper, we often find that there are other truths available. We're just allowing the one that is hijacking us to be our dominant one. Find other truths of the situation and stand behind them, and your emotion will shift. Your emotion will shift, I guarantee it, because that's how it's caused. It's an effect. It is an effect. It's not the cause. It's not the cause. So I hope this was helpful to you. Please get the free tool below. Watch the webinar that we use for the free tool, and use it consistently. Use it consistently, and you'll shift, and you'll get less and less hijacked, and you will then become master. You will be master instead of your emotions being master of you, and you're just going to feel better generally overall, because that sense of empowerment that you get from being in control, knowing why you feel the way you do, and knowing what to do when you feel like crap so that you can extricate from it and not spend days, weeks, months, years in states of suffering and misery. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. That is not all realities are available to you. And I say this in a real, genuine way. All realities are available to you. It's just that we latch onto one and we make it our truth and we believe it so fully that it controls us. Like the emotions of believing that control us, put us under the spell, and then we become a character that acts out the reality of that. It's literally what it means when we say different realities or shifting realities or jumping realities, right? It's the truth that you're acting out. You're acting it out. You're believing in it so fully. I say this, I do this too. We believe so fully in this reality, in this truth. This is the truth. This is it. But when we do that, we lock ourselves into emotional reactions that we don't have to. So eject the seat, pop the parachute. I just gave you what you need. Check out the free tool if you want more description, more assistance. And thanks for watching. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought. I'm happy to engage with you. And I know this was helpful because this is how I extricate from negative, painful, unhelpful, unproductive emotions. And you can too. It's that easy. It's that simple. You can do it. I believe in you. Thanks for watching.